So let's take a look how Donald Trump responded over the weekend to the ruling by Fulton County Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee that District Attorney Fani Willis can remain in the case and that there was no actual conflict of interest. Donald Trump gave a speech in Dayton, Ohio, where he proceeded to call Fani Willis Fanny. And I want to show you this video, but I want to make a broader point before showing it to you, which is, look, we can have an educated discussion, an intelligent discussion about whether or not you think there was or wasn't a conflict of interest. For those who watch Legal AF and who watch my analysis here, you know how I feel about that. You know I think that there was no actual conflict or even an appearance of impropriety. But I go through the transcripts, I go through the evidence, and I try to engage and understand all of the perspectives. And I'm okay if people ultimately disagree with me coming from a fact-based and evidence-based way. But here's how Donald Trump responded this weekend during a campaign speech. Play this clip.
Fani. It's spelled Fanny. It's spelled Fanny like your ass, right, Fanny? But when she became DA, she decided to add a little French, a little fancy. Fani and, Fani and Mr. and Mrs. Wade, which his wife did not appreciate. His wife didn't appreciate. Can you imagine these two people trying to take down I'm a very popular president. I mean, again, I got more votes than any sitting president in history. We have these two lowlifes trying to take down a president of the United States. But, equally bad.
Yeah, and that's the same speech where Donald Trump talked about a bloodbath, and I listed all of the other things that Donald Trump said during that speech. And what was Donald Trump also doing throughout the day? And I'm not even going to show you these videos because, frankly, I think they're inappropriate for YouTube. But he was posting AI videos of Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis in bathing suits and lingerie and barely dressed, and Donald Trump would put in the video Nathan Wade and Fani Willis as though Nathan Wade was kind of thinking about Fani Willis not dressed. And this is what Donald Trump was posting. I mean, this is someone who's supposed to be the leader of the Republican Party was spending the weekend posting AI videos of a distinguished prosecutor from Fulton County, AI videos of the person of Fani Willis dressed in lingerie and bathing suits. I mean, folks, it's frankly very despicable and disgusting, that behavior. Like, what adults act like that? And just think about it. If there was somebody at a company that you worked for, big, small, medium-sized company, a nonprofit that you worked out, a social gathering, who behaved that way, they should be kicked out, reprimanded, fired, sued for sexual harassment. Yet this is the leader of the Maga Republican Party. And look, just last week when Donald Trump gave a speech and he was talking about Nathan Wade and Fani Willis, because rather than talking about issues that actually matter to the American people, this is what Donald Trump does at these bizarre traveling fascist circus things that he calls rallies. He talks about Nathan Wade and then he starts making like sex gestures on stage. Here, play this clip.
And her lover, Nathan Wade. And they hired him for almost $1 million because of his great experience. Of course, he didn't have any experience. He had experience in something else. You know that. A lot of experience.
And you'll recall over the summer, dating back from when Donald Trump started giving a lot of these speeches about Fani Willis after the indictment, he would make up that Fani Willis, total lie, like just defame her. And he would say that Fani Willis was in sexual relationships with gang members that she prosecuted. That's what he would go and say. Here, play this clip.
They waited. And I probably have another one. They say there's a young woman, a young racist in Atlanta. She's a racist. And they say that she was after a certain gang and she ended up having an affair with the head of the gang or a gang member. And this is a person that wants to indict me. She's got a lot of problems, but she wants to indict me to try and run for some other office. What's going on in this country is, and by the way, wants to indict me for a perfect phone call. This was even better than my perfect call with Ukraine. Remember that?
And Donald Trump's lawyer or spokesperson, whatever she wants to call herself these days, horrible lawyer, Alina Habba would go on TV, and this was from this past week, where she goes, Fani or Fanny, whatever she calls herself, she calls herself by her name. Alina, she calls herself Fani because that's what her name is. You're the one, and Donald Trump's the one who mock her and post all of these things. Here, play this clip.
What do you think it means for whether or not he will decide to remove Fani Willis from this case? What does your gut tell you on this, Alina?
I don't think it's indicative necessarily of his actions in terms of Fani. I think that Fani, whatever she calls herself, she's got her own issues that are outside of this case that clearly have permeated her decision-making ability. And
by the way, this leaks into the courtroom as well, as Donald Trump's lawyer, Steve Sadow, in his closing argument trying to disqualify Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis, the way he was describing her is he's like, well, why didn't she tell her daddy about the affair? Why didn't she tell her daddy about this, or her daddy about that, or her daddy about this relationship? It wasn't even an affair, just a relationship, consensual relationship between two. Why didn't she tell her daddy about it? Why would she tell her father if she was in a relationship? Who does that? Here, play this clip.
No one knew that there was a relationship between Wade and Willis, according to Wade and Willis. Not a soul was ever told that they were dating or that there was an intimate relationship. Ever. They concealed it from all parties. From Daddy. Daddy didn't even know they had a relationship. Suggest that somehow in the beginning of 2021, January to whatever it was into April, that they couldn't have met in Hapeville. They didn't meet anywhere that would allow the public to see them.
You know, and one of the key points that I want to make as well is that, like, if you want to have an adult conversation by using evidence and speaking and behaving like adults, like at a bare minimum, shouldn't that be like a floor to people in positions of power, especially people who the Republicans want to give the nuclear code? It's like, we can have an educated conversation, and you could explain to me why you think that there's a appearance of impropriety, or as Judge McAfee said, an odor of mendacity, and I'll explain to you why I think that's absurd. But we can have a conversation. But like, what is this behavior by MAGA? You know, somebody comment to me, it's like, the worst type of this is MAGA and Trump, like the worst, most annoying type of behavior that you see in like middle school boys is the MAGA movement that's now running the Republican Party. Like, and no offense to, I mean, because this is not how many middle schoolers are, like the really bad, obnoxious, annoying ones who find this type of gutter stuff like funny, and they need to be taught by their parents and elders that like that's not the way you behave in a society. It's like that. That's who's leading the Republican Party today. And just take a look. Like, Lara Trump went on the show of someone named Alex Stein. And you may remember who Alex Stein is. He's now one of the very big media hosts, one of the big right-wing influencers. He's the person who was sexually harassing AOC. And that's one of the ways he became famous. So right away, the Republicans were like, let's make him, you know, our superstar because of what he did to AOC. He's like one of their modern day Rush Limbaughs right now in the Republican movement, this guy, Alex Stein. So Lara Trump did an interview with him, the chair of the RNC, Donald Trump's daughter-in-law. And Alex Stein, during the show, proceeded to take a baby doll, like this is part of it, and started like punting the baby doll and then burning the baby. I'm not going to show you the burning because, again, I think it's inappropriate. Just let me show you a little bit of what this even is. Here, just play a very short clip of this. Let's play the clip.
Baby Tiff.
Gosh, Jimmy, we've told you so many times to stop bringing your baby on set. Jimmy, I don't know why you keep doing this.
And your dumb baby on our set. Ah!
Oh my God.
That's what we do with babies on our set.
Tiffany's over here.
Oh, okay. Thank God. I know we're not allowed to punt real babies.
Gosh.
Joe Biden.
Okay, sorry.
And you see this photo here where he then burns the baby doll in this interview with Lara Trump. I mean, again, this is who the MAGA Republican Party is. I mean, just take a look even from that same speech that Donald Trump gave. This is what he had to say about Ron DeSantis. And he just starts, you see Trump, he just starts like cursing. And then he says like, I hit him low like ISIS. I hit him. I'm like, what are you even talking? Really? Republicans? Like this guy? Really? Here, play this clip.
CNN turned off when, here we are. We campaigned for a year and I obliterate my competition, and they said, sir, please don't talk about these people that way. They're Republicans. I said, I don't give a shit. They're terrible. I said, I don't care. No, my highly paid advisors, sir, you shouldn't talk to them about that. One of the people said, they said, are you going to run against the president? He said, I have no comment. To me, that meant he's running. So I hit him hard. I hit him low. I hit him high, just like we did to ISIS. We hit him hard. We hit him low. We hit him high. We hit him in the middle. We hit him from on top, and we even came under the ground. We hit this guy so hard, by the time he announced, nobody knew what the hell happened. They said, what happened to him? He's a shell of the man.
And it impacts the kids who watch this. That's one of the things that I think, like, what message are we sending to our kids and our grandkids and future generations? The damage that's being done is tremendous. And this was a few weeks ago, one of these kids at the rally who watched what Donald Trump says and watch his parents. They watch their parents who like this stuff. There's WWE cosplay fascism. And watch what this kid says about Fani Willis and Nikki Haley. Here, play this clip.
Yes, sir. Let's put Fani and Nikki in jail.
Okay. There we go. Maybe you can make that happen.
Here's a statement that the Biden-Harris campaign just released as well, though. They said, the people who know Trump best won't support him. So why should you? Those who worked with Donald Trump at the most senior levels of his administration believe he is too dangerous, too selfish, and too extreme to ever lead our country again. We agree. The stakes of this campaign cannot be higher. And while Democrats, Republicans, and independents may disagree on many issues, millions of Americans are united in ensuring we stand up to the values and principles America represents. Joe Biden stands with them and the vast majority of Americans who, unlike Donald Trump, are on the side of preserving American democracy, standing up for the rule of law, and treating each other with decency and dignity and respect. Decency, dignity, and respect. And again, we could disagree on Fani Willis. That's okay. We don't have to agree on all this. You could say, look, there is an odor of mendacity, Ben, and I think that was horrible, and I'm open. We can have that but you're posting as in a leadership position, as an adult, AI lingerie photos, AI bathing suit photos. You're saying, I don't want to repeat it, what he said in the speech. You're going on interviews as the chair of the RNC while they're kicking baby dolls. What the heck is going on here? What the heck is going on? Share these videos. Let people know what's happening. I need your help. Because the media doesn't want to tell these stories. The media wants to do a story like this one from CNN. I kid you not. This is a story from CNN that they said that, does Donald Trump having sex with a porn star, does that actually help him out? And does that make him look like a tough guy? That's actually a report from CNN. They literally did a story on that. You can't make this stuff up. Here, just pull it up right here so they can see it, so you know I'm not making it up. Like what? You're saying, does Donald Trump cheating on his third wife with a porn star and then covering it up with hush money payments? And we know what how Stormy described what happened. That's how the media is going to talk? What? No. That's why we need to get this message out. We'll get it out together. We will. We're in this together. Share this. Let people know what's up. Especially like independent-minded people, mainstream Republicans, not this MAGA mutation, progressive liberals, let people know, this is what's happening. This ain't normal. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 3 million thanks to your support.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.